guard said. He motioned to one of his colleagues, who was sitting on a folding chair next to the striped cabin. The man put down his newspaper and picked up a wooden toolkit, an inspector of some kind, clearly. "I've seen these two before," the guard continued. "They're back and forth across the river like it's going out of fashion. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?" The inspector narrowed his eyes at Custine. "I know this one," he said. "Used to be a policeman, didn't you? Some big cheese at Central Headquarters? I felt a change of career would do me good." Floyd took a fresh toothpick from his shirt pocket, inserted it into his mouth and bit down. The sharp end dug into his mouth, drawing blood. "Quite a come down, isn't it? From high-profile police work to this," the inspector persisted, setting his toolkit down. "If you say so," Custine replied. The inspector picked up the double bass, shaking it with a look of deep concentration on his face, before returning it to the table. "Nothing rattling around," he said, reaching for his toolkit. "Still, they might have taped something to the inside. We'll have to take this boy apart." Floyd saw Custine draw in a sharp breath and place his hands protectively on the double bass. "You can't take it apart," Custine said incredulously. "It's an instrument. It doesn't come apart." "In my experience," the inspector said, "everything comes apart in the end." "Easy," Floyd said. "Let them have it. It's just a piece of wood." "Listen to your friend," the guard suggested. "He talks good sense, especially for an American." "Take your hands from the instrument, please," the inspector said. Custine wasn't going to do it. Floyd couldn't blame him, not really. The double bass was the most expensive item Floyd owned, including the Mathis ME4. Short of another investigation dropping into their laps, it was also about the only thing standing between them and penury. "Let go," Floyd mouthed. "Not worth it." The inspector and Custine began to struggle over the instrument. Drawn by the commotion, the guard with the machine gun, who had stopped them originally, left his post and began to saunter over to the action. The double bass was now off the table, and the two men were yanking it backwards and forwards violently. The guard with the gun slipped off its safety catch. The struggle intensified, Floyd fearing that the double bass was about to snap in two as the men wrestled with it. Then Custine's opponent gained the upper hand and pulled the instrument out of Custine's grasp. For a moment, the inspector froze, and then, in a single fluid movement, threw the double bass over the low wall on the other side of the examination table. Time dragged. It seemed an eternity before Floyd heard the awful splintering as the double bass hit the cobbled dock below. Custine sagged back into the chair next to the examination table. Floyd spat out his toothpick, grinding it underfoot like a spent cigarette. He walked slowly to the wall and peered down to inspect the damage. It was 10-12 meters to the cobbled key. The bass's neck was broken in two, the body smashed into myriad jagged pieces radiating away from the point of impact. A scuffing of booted feet drew Floyd's attention to his right. The second guard was on his way down to the key, descending a stone staircase jutting out from the wall. Hearing a moaning sound to his left, Floyd glanced over to see Custine looking over the parapet. His eyes were wide and white as eggs, his pupils shrunken to shocked dots. Eventually his moaning formed into coherent sounds. "No, no, no!" "It's done," Floyd said, "and the sooner we get out of here, the better off we'll be." "You destroyed history!" Custine shouted at the inspector. "That was Soudieu's double bass. Django Reinhardt touched that wood." Floyd clamped a hand over his friend's mouth. "He's just a bit emotional," he explained. "You'll have to excuse him. He's been under a lot of pressure lately, due to some personal difficulties. He apologizes unreservedly for the way he has behaved. Don't you, Andre?" Custine said nothing. He just trembled, still fixated on the wreckage of the double bass. He wanted to reverse time, Floyd thought. He wanted to unhappen the last few minutes of his life and let them spool forward again. He would be obliging this time, answering the guards' questions civilly, and perhaps the damage that they would inevitably do to the double bass would not be irreparable. "Say it," Floyd whispered. "I apologize," Custine said. "Unreservedly. I apologize unreservedly." The inspector looked at him critically, then shrugged. "What's done is done. In future you might take a leaf from your friends."